Hey there! Welcome to another fun-filled episode of the Super Review Show's Mixed Bag, coming to you live once again from the Caves. As always, I am joined by the star-filled panel of panelists from the Super Review Show's Mixed Bag, Bill, Allie, and Justin. What's going on, guys?
Good evening, folks.
What's happening?
It's a Wednesday, and you know what that means.
Hump day.
Mixed Bag time. Anyways, we have a very fun topic for you tonight. Bill, Justin, what are you doing, Justin? What do you got?
Well, you guys, it's 7:40 on a Wednesday. The regular crowd jumps on Zoom. There are two men whose screens are next to me, making love to their pillow and broom.
Hey, the broom and I are separated.
The girl says, "Tell me what is it? Sing us a song." Oh, Justin, man, sing us a song tonight.
Ah, it took me like 5 minutes to come up with that.
Good for you.
I've never felt more honored in my life to be made fun of with a pillow. Isn't it? Yes, but no. As Justin we're off to a great start. Don't worry. Our topic tonight is ranking. Since Billy Joel, one of our fan favorite artists of all time, is ending his Madison Square Garden residency here in New York. Because we're within the radius of New York City. He's ending his residency at Madison Square Garden and this month. So we thought, what would be a good topic? Oh, let's rank the top 10 Billy Joel songs from his catalog. And so we're gonna go from 10 to 9. We're just gonna go work our way up to 1. So who wants to go first?
Are we also mentioning honorable mentions?
Do we have any honorable mentions or no?
I have a couple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. We'll do so we'll go with honorable mentions first, and we'll go from there. So who wants to go first? Bill, Billy Murphy. Why don't you go first?
Hey, you know what? Awesome. Okay, my honorable mentions, still rock and roll to me.
Okay.
Because, like I said, when we did our summer song thing, it sounds like a song you play if you're, on a summer day out in the garden, you're working on the car, or you're throwing some burgers on the grill. That's like the song you'd want to hear in the background. Innocent Man.
Ooh, good one.
I always like that sort of ballad type. Next one. This is for Dr. Matt Hemsley. Keeping the Faith.
Ooh, great song.
That is actually Dr. Hemsley's favorite Billy Joel song.
Wow. Okay.
So that goes out to Dr. Hemsley. I just love that sort of like that low key sort of 50s, type of rhythm. And also River of Dreams.
Great pick.
And my last one, it's actually from the same album, Lullaby, Goodnight My Angel.
Oh.
Just because if you know the story behind the song, quick version, it was around the time where Billy Joel and Christy Brinkley were splitting up, and his daughter, Alexa, asked him, "Daddy, what happens when you die?" And he took it as, "Oh my God, are you going to leave me?" So I think the story really makes that song.
I agree.
I yield.
Allie, go. What do you got?
Well, Bill already swiped right with me twice.
Which ones?
River of Dreams and Still Rock and Roll to me.
That's honorable mentions. Okay.
Yep. But Bill, you may be right, and I may be crazy, but you're just a lunatic I've been looking for.
Hey, that's in my top 10.
It's in mine as well.
Unfortunately, it's not. I have some other songs in my top 10.
Hey, you know what? We'll learn stuff tonight, and learning stuff is fun.
What else do I have in my honorable mention? Pressure. Oh my gosh.
Pressure.
If you hear the music to it, Like, forget about the lyrics. I look at it as like this instrumental thing, like like, oh my gosh, this is probably amazing from Billy Joel. And the last one for my honorable mention is actually when he was in the movie Oliver and Company. Why should I?
Oh, yes.
That is such a good song. And I'm like, I'm surprised he doesn't even really use this song as often as he should. Especially at his concerts.
I don't think he's ever played that live.
He should. It's so good. It's underrated. Okay, in the future, underrated Disney songs.
Oh, we're doing that one of these days.
So I yield.
Justin, honorable mentions.
All right. Well, Allie, we just swiped right twice and a little bit with Bill too. So I guess we're going with three-way.
Catherine can come too. It's a double date.
I'm in a love triangle, people.
Oh,
Good God.
Oh no. Me and Allie.
all right, Catherine.
It's an even playing field. I'm gonna get smacked for that one, aren't I?
Yep.
Anyways, we didn't start the fires on my list. Pressure was on my list. I also had Anthony's song,
Moving out. Yep.
Moving Out.
Wow.
And the reason why this isn't on my list proper, I think, is it's just been too recent since I first heard it. The Entertainer.
Oh.
Okay.
Fair.
I only recently heard that song. I really like it. I just want to give it a few more listens.
Yeah, no worries.
And what was the one you swiped right with me and Bill?
Still rock and roll to me.
Oh.
All right. Well, you're gonna think I'm crazy. I don't as big of a fan as I am of his. I don't have any honorable mentions.
Okay.
Top 10.
Wow.
Okay, guys, I'm still kind of tweaking my list a little bit. I'm sorry.
So
I was tweaking my list up until JT sent the link.
No, like I'm still thinking because there is a song I want to put in there, but okay. Can someone else go
Sure.
first, please?
Sure,
Thank
I'm
you.
going.
Allie,
So
number 10.
Wait, what?
Number 10. What do you got?
Only the Good Die Young. It's a little bit low because there's so many great Billy Joel songs out there. And it's so hard to decide which one's the best. But I knew Only the Good Die Young had to be on my top 10 list. I mean, Come Out Virginia, Don't Let It Wait, Something Much Too Late. Like Billy Joel is probably one of the best storytellers of music, besides Bob Dylan, but
Tall words right there. Tall words. So that's your number 10 is Only the Good Die Young. Okay.
yeah, I mean, it's also something that, I mean, I hate to say it in life. Yeah, sometimes the best people you love die too soon.
It's funny. That song is actually about young lust. I don't know if you guys knew that, but it's true.
I yield.
Anyways, Justin, number 10.
All right, so my number 10 is a little complicated for me because part of the song, like, I would actually choose a lot of my honorable mentions over, but the beginning of the song is probably some of Billy Joel's best work, and that is Prelude to Angry Young Man.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That piano playing in the beginning where he's just going nuts on the guitar and on the piano is just fantastic. Personally, I'm not crazy about the angry young man part. I think it's fine. There's, like I said, there's songs on my honorable mentions list that I would listen over the angry young man part any day of the week. But like when I think Billy Joel, I think of that prelude. Like anytime I see like any like documentary of Billy Joel, like they use that for like transitions. It's fantastic.
Awesome. Bill, do you have a number 10 yet or no?
I do have a number 10. Can you just give me uno momento, por favor?
Sí,
No,
señor,
I'm
sí,
only
señor.
kidding.
What was that? Okay. Um, okay, this is a tough list to make.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay, this first one is sort of this one was all over the place. I first had this in my top 5, but I'm thinking, oh, there's songs I like better than this. So it got moved around to number 10. And that number 10 is a kind of underrated song. It's called, and it's ironic because it was the number 1 song off that album from the Innocent Man album. It's called Tell Her About It.
Oh, that's a good one.
And the irony is Billy Joel hates the song.
He'll never play it live again.
But I really like the sort of like the 50s, 60s kind of feel to it. The listen, boy, I don't want to see you let a good thing slip away, slip away. It's just such a fun, energetic song, and the message is good. It's like tell her about it, tell her how you feel. So I really do like the song, and it's a shame he doesn't play it live.
He's played it live in the 80s. That's about it.
Now he hates it.
No, he's played it at sound check and he hates it.
Have you ever heard the whatchamacallit? Have you ever seen the music video for it?
Yes.
No.
Co-star in the late great Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh.
Yeah, he makes an appearance in it.
Wow.
So there's another reason to go watch it. All right. J-Man, over to you.
My number 10. Wow. Is actually You May Be Right. So it's got to be in the discussion of what some of the best songs of his catalog. But I'm going to put You May Be Right number 10. Just a straightforward rocker on Glass Houses. It opens up the album on the first track. And actually, it's funny if you have a vinyl or a CD pressing of it, or even if you go on Spotify, that if you listen to the album from start to finish, you'll hear the glass shattering for the Glass Houses because on the cover it's him throwing a rock at a glass. That's why they play the glass noise at the beginning of the song. So yeah, that's that. But my number 10 is You May Be Right. I may be crazy, but it may be a lunatic we're looking for.
Yeah, it's a good song.
All right, back to
Me.
Allie. Yep, number 9.
Honestly, this is probably one of my favorite songs right now by Billy Joel. It's not in my number 1 because there's been one I've been listening to a long time. My number 9 is Vienna.
Wow.
It's just such a beautiful song, mainly about pretty much someone who's so young that needs to just slow down for once. Like life, there's a lot more to life than is, and by saying Vienna waits for you, which means there's a whole lot of life waiting. And honestly, it made me in awe just listening to the song. And hopefully, one of these days, if I become if things go right and I become a mother, I would love to name my daughter Vienna because I believe it's about waiting, like just being patient with yourself, being patient with life. And it's something I've been through lately. And I got to learn how to be patient with myself nowadays. I can't rush into things. I got to be more cautious in life. And this has been on my playlist on Spotify. I always listen to.
All right, you heard it here first. That's Allie's number 9. Justin, number 9. What do you got?
All right, so my number 9. Some of you might have this one a little higher on my list, but personally, I think my number 9 is going to be For the Longest Time.
Okay.
I like the I like the idea of For the Longest Time. The whole gimmick of it being a cappella. And it's it's catchy. It's a really catchy bop. It's one of those where I remember trying to sing every part of the song to see if I could do a decent recording of it, like mixing it all together to make one song. But I digress on that. It's just a really fun song. And it's not one I go back to all that often, mostly because, it kind of has that how do I say, it has kind of a bubblegum feel to it, I guess, in sort of the same way as Tell Her About It. But you know what? It's still a song that when it's on, I will always sing along to. And if I have someone in the car, I'll try and convince them to do the different vocals with me.
All righty. Bill, number 9.
Okay, first, before I go on to mine, Justin, I totally forgot to put that on my list. Thank you. But I also want to say that I think one of my favorite performances of that live, it was when Billy Joel was performing in Russia. And the first couple songs, the crowd seemed very dead. And then when they started singing that song, he was running people into the crowd on stage, and then he was doing a stage dive. He goes, I can't believe we just did that.
Yeah.
And my number 9, and this is a song that is pretty low on my list, but it's a song we all learn in history class. Guess what it is?
Oh God.
Oh my goodness.
Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray,
I
Walter
can't even
Whitney,
put it that
Southern
low.
Liquid, Joe DiMaggio, Joe McCarthy, Richard Nixon, Studebaker, Television, North Korea, South Korea, Marilyn Monroe. We didn't start the fire. And actually, that goes out to my brother because he said this is his favorite Billy Joel song. So that's for Dan. But I love the song. It's just such a fun song. And you know what my favorite part of the song is?
What?
Rest in peace to my favorite president, JFK. Oh no, what else do I have to say? Yeah, but you know what? 2020, we could have written a whole new version of this song, which is 1 year alone.
They did.
Fall Out Boy.
Yes.
We're not counting that one.
Hey.
Okay, fine. I'll listen to it again.
I mean, they didn't mention the COVID thing, but they said mainly the reason why they didn't put COVID is because everybody knows about COVID. Everyone would expect COVID to be on there, but
or maybe they just couldn't figure out the rhyme.
COVID.
But yeah. By the way, thanks, COVID. But I think if there's any history teachers watching out here, I think this is a good way to teach your students history post World War II.
It's the Cold War.
Yeah, 1979
yeah.
1989. Rock and Roller Cola Wars. Guess what? I can't take it anymore. We didn't start the fire.
I mean, just thinking about it, like Billy Joel did it right. When I listened to Fall Out Boy, I was like, they kind of did it wrong. You did Bush v. Gore. I can't take it anymore. That's the only thing. You could have done Ukraine War. You could have done.
Boy's version it was out of order.
It represents chaos that the country's going through, that the world is going through. That's what it represents. It represents the chaos. Well, it kind of looks like a generational thing just thinking about it. Now, I'll mention it more later on my list.
The message of the song is that it's more in the chorus. Like it's always been the world's been burning since the world's been turning.
Okay, so I'm.
So anyway,
so that is my number 9. We didn't start the fire.
Well, let's see. My number 9. See, the thing is, he has so many hits and he has so many great deep tracks, though, too. I'm actually going to echo and say my favorite, my number 9 track is actually going to be a song that not many people might realize, but it actually has a lot of significant meaning to me and my family. Given that I'm not giving away too much here, but some of my family is from Long Island, New York. But the
Oh.
Downeaster Alexa on Storm,
Very
Yes,
underrated
my
song.
mom loves that song.
it's more of his attempt to write a folk song, and it's written on like you for all you music nerds, it's written on 1 and 3 instead of 2 and 4 instead of do do da da do do da. It's like do da contradicting waves. But the Downeaster Alexa is a fantastic song. Stormfront in general, that album is awesome. So that's my number 9. Allie, back up to you, number 8.
Hey. Well, speaking of my mother, this is actually her favorite song. Number 8 is, yes, it is low, but there's so many great Billy Joel hits. It is in New York. Mainly, I am in a New York state of mind, but I'm not in New York anymore.
No.
Yeah, it's a shame. But I guess now I can use that song if I ever feel homesick. Just listen with talking about everything about New York in a way, mainly New York City, and just how everything's hustling, bustling. It just mainly it's the place where the city never sleeps. Yeah, I guess you could say I am in a New York state of mind. And I'll always be in a New York state of mind.
Great song.
I mean, I don't have much more to say because you guys are going to talk more about it in your top 10.
You have this feeling, don't you?
This feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Justin, number 8.
So for my number 8, it's My Life.
Oh, I
Um,
forgot about that one.
That's a good one.
I have the feeling that Billy Joel really liked that sound that he was making when he was doing Moving Now, Anthony's song, because you kind of get that sort of sound a lot in some of his music. I kind of hear it in Big Shot, and I kind of hear it in My Life too. And it's a very nice melody. It's mellow, perfect for like lounging in the sun. It's
Like a lay by the poolside song.
yeah, it's got this yacht rock kind of feel to it.
Mm. We always love yacht rock.
Mm.
Don't
get me
wrong.
So your number 8 is My Life. All right, Bill.
All right.
Number 8.
Number 8 is Allie's number 9, Vienna.
Mm.
Because I really like that nice mellow feeling, but I also love the message, the slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile. The next part is, if you're so smart, then tell me, why are you so afraid?
They're talking to a rebellious kid who
Tell
wants
me,
to
if
go
you're
into
so
it.
smart, why are you so afraid? And you know what? I think that's just a good message song for life. It's like, if you're so smart, why are you afraid to do this? Get out and do it. Go to Vienna. It waits for you. So I like the message, and I kind of like that slow, mellow thing, like Allie was saying.
And I almost forgot the piano part in the end. So
And I also like the accordion part. Do 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 do. I can't do it.
yeah.
Oh, but you all get the point.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my number 8. J-Man.
My number 8 is. I'm looking at my list right now. I'm just trying to build up tension for it. My number 8 is a song that was on 52nd Street, the album 52nd Street. It's one of the last songs on the. I think it's the longest song on the record too. It's one that not many people know. It's called "Until the Night."
Oh.
I love that song to death. That song is truly a work of pure art and pure just nothing but amazes me. It's what the story of the song is, because he's always been a great storyteller too. He's always been a great storyteller in his lyrics. The song depicts a man coming home from work on a drive home to his wife after being married for like 10 plus years that he's still madly in love with, until the night when I see you again. If you have never heard that song, get on it. You're wasting your time by not listening to Until the Night.
Yeah, so you hear that? Stop watching us and go listen to the song.
Stop listening to us. Stop watching us.
Okay, but before you stop watching, like and subscribe.
Please comment.
And we the best podcast.
There we go. Shameless plug. But Until the Night is one of his best. I would top tier, Joel. Top tier. For me at least. That's why it's number 8. But it's not my number 1. We'll get to it. Allie, number 7.
It's kind of like what you said before. If you're number 8, I didn't swipe right first off. My number 7 is something that I love mostly dearly. Another one. I'm gonna live in Allentown.
Okay.
Where they're working so hard. It's honestly another one of Billy Joel's underrated songs. And when I listened to it live, I was like, wow. Like you actually got to hear in the beginning, a train going off, people working like on the railroad, people working in metal. It's like pretty much it makes you want to see what it's like to be in Allentown besides Dorney Park and all that.
Yeah.
And telling the story of these people who worked there, what their lives were like, and just jamming out to pretty much mining stuff.
All right, you're number 7. Justin, number 7, favorite Joel track?
Number 7 for me is She's Got a Way.
Nice.
Good one.
Now,
I heard it live.
this one is for the ladies. Let's be honest. This is one of the perfect slow dance songs out there. I know if I ever get the chance with my girl Catherine, I would definitely want to take her out dancing to this song.
Aww.
It's just a very sweet song about that special quality in a person that just catches your heart, and to me it's a song of love.
Well said, my friend. Well said.
Good. Well said.
Well said indeed. Allie, do you have a number 7 picked out, ready to go?
No, wait. It's my turn.
Oh, sorry. She already went right. Bill. I'm sorry. Bill's turn.
Okay. Listen, I have a bit of a cop out here. I have a tie.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy. That's all right.
Okay. My tie is, the first one is You May Be Right.
Okay.
Because I do like that, because it really answers the question. You may be right. I may be crazy.
But Bill is just the lunatic you're looking for.
I am just the lunatic you're looking for, but I love the opening, the best of doom, 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 doom.
It almost felt like you were listening to the Beatles.
Yeah, it kind of has like that Beatles sort of British invasion feel. And then the Friday night I crashed your party. I love the opening. It's just such a fun song. It's just such a fun rock and roll song. Okay, my second half of the tie is Say Goodbye to Hollywood.
Oh, great track.
And, you know, that whole album is about Billy Joel's transitioning back from LA to New York. And you know, the opening theme is actually based off of the song itself is actually based off Be My Baby by the Ronettes. Because if you listen to the opening, the doom, 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 it has the same opening as Be My Baby.
Correct.
And I remember in watching Billy Joel, his own words go, I pictured Ronnie Spector singing that.
She covered it at one point too. There's audio of it online.
And also, I just love the when you're telling that Billy Joel is just such a great storyteller. You can just see it. You know, Bobby's driving through the city tonight, and we're like in a hot new rent-a-car. You could just see. You could just picture somebody driving down through the city tonight in a rent-a-car. You could just see everything. So yeah, my number 7 is a tie between You May Be Right and Say Goodbye to Hollywood.
Good picks. Good picks.
All right, J-Man.
Number 7, right?
7, lucky number 7. Mickey Mantle number.
Yes. Word. All right. Well, my number 7 for the Piano Man himself, it's actually a very underappreciated deep cut of his. Because I know everyone, I'm choosing deep cuts, whatever. No, but truthfully, and it's more relevant in my life now than it did before. I won't say anything on air, but I'll tell my friends after the show tonight. But basically, it's called Get It Right the First Time off The Stranger.
Oh.
It is basically Billy Joel saying what every other guy has ever tried to say in those first few moments to some girl that they really like. And he kind of puts it into a 3-minute little piece of music song that epitomizes how to do that. And Billy Joel, if I ever meet you one day, I just want to say thank you for that. Because that song, it's also just a great song in general, but it really has gotten me through like thick and thin sometimes. But it tells you how to get it right the first time. It tells you what to say to that special someone when you first want to go out with them, when you first want to date them, when you first want to be with them. That song epitomizes that. So Billy Joel, thank you, sir. Get It Right the First Time is my number 7. Allie, over to you, number 6.
Okay, so we got to do this in acapella, you guys. Are you ready?
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
You know what my number 6 is.
Oh,
One, two, 1, 2, 3.
Whoa. For the longest time. That sounded terrible.
Yeah, I know.
But at least we could be honest about it.
I know. I probably just do that. But yes, my number 6 is For the Longest Time. If you heard it live in concert, you know this is probably you can definitely hear it. And again, there is no instruments. The instrument is the voice. It's all a cappella.
And that's fascinating.
And you never really hear this in this time of era because it was like what, late 70s, early 80s? This came out?
384, yep.
When do you ever hear a song like that in the 80s?
He was surprised they were hits themselves.
Don't say don't worry, be happy.
But we have a resurgence today with groups like Pentatonics and
It's perfect.
Oh, Pitch Please. Anna, call me.
Yeah.
Not to that comment.
You can
You have his Tinder profile, just listen to the roast.
Anna Kendrick, you can DM us on Instagram simply at the Super Review Show.
But yeah, it's like because during that time, 80s, you either listening to like this happy Madonna, Cyndi Lauper music, or heavy metal, AC/DC, Van Halen, Def Leppard. There's like, or you listen to Michael Jackson, but there's like this no oddness. Like Billy Joel was probably the oddball of the 80s.
Good way of putting it.
Like he was the outlier. He kept making music, and with this song, it shows his music can be as unique as the heavy metal, as the peppy pop Cyndi Laupers, as Madonna, and even as Michael Jackson.
Fair enough. All right, Justin, number 6. What do
No,
you
it's-
got?
Oh,
So
yeah.
mine,
Never mind. Go on.
hold for dogs.
What is it?
I said hold for dogs. I found my pick, but hold for dogs.
Stolen music.
We interrupt this super review show to give you a special infomercial about brooms.
Brooms.
They're sweet.
Sweet. They're used to sweet.
Bruins.
And pillow.
It's for Quidditch.
Okay.
And pillows. All right, fine.
All right. They are far enough away that it shouldn't be that much of an issue anymore. My number 6 is New York State of Mind. For all the reasons Ali said, if you are a New Yorker and you find yourself out of your quote unquote comfort zone, this is a nice reminder. A nice way to get your bearings. Hold on one sec.
And we're back to the infomercial. This episode is brought to you by My Pillow. That's right. Not the guy who does My Pillow, but we're talking about a certain My Pillow. It's an off-brand My Pillow. It's good for sleeping. It's good for hugging, and it's good to paint on.
Hey, be careful of mentioning that name, because the guy who runs it might spend millions of dollars to find dirt on us.
What dirt is there? Okay. Besides, any other infomercials I have to do? Maybe talk off the spot.
Okay, we ready?
Hold on. Justin's still going.
This
All right,
portion of the show is brought to you by My Pillow.
You might have to deal with me eating.
You have to deal with what? So do we go over to me, or do we wait for him?
Wait a second. We can always do some improv commercials. So, are you bored? Are you out of your mind? Then come watch the Super Review Show. We have so much great content going on.
Yes, we do.
We have everything for you. We have movies, music, animation, even Shrek 5 announcement coming out. We might talk
that's going to
about-
be interesting.
I mean, come on. Do we really need a Shrek 5?
I knew there was going to be a Shrek 5, because if you've seen the end of Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, they were going back to Far, Far Away, so...
Wow, guys.
Yeah.
All right, are we up to number 6 still, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. Should we wait for Justin, or should we just go?
I guess we can go to you, Bill, and then we'll come back to Justin.
We'll come back to him.
Okay, my number 6 is also from the Turnstiles album, Miami 2017, Seen the Lights Go Out on Broadway.
Oh.
I really like again, the storytelling. You can, because I heard Billy Joel, and Billy Joel is, in his own words, say that I pictured it as, when you retired, you go down to Florida. I goes, Grandpa, what was it like? I'll tell you what it was like. I've seen the lights go out on Broadway. And you can hear that storytelling in the song. And I also love the beginning of when you hear the sounds, do, 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 and then you hear the do, 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 and then you hear the piano intro. And also, I love the just how he talks about all the events. And then I think one of the best performance of this song was in the concert of New York City after 9/11. And he played this song and he said, "Thank you. You know, I wrote that song 25 years ago. I thought of it as a science fiction song. But unlike the end of that song, we ain't going anywhere.
Wow.
Because the end of that song is it's the person is telling them from in Florida when he goes, I seen the lights go out on Broadway. That was so many years ago until we all moved here in Florida before the mafia took over Mexico. And then there are not that many who remember. There are a handful that still survive to tell the world about the way the lights went out and keep the memory alive. Like, that song really shows Billy Joel's skills as a storyteller. Like when he goes, they burn the churches up in Harlem, just like in that Spanish Civil War. I can see the churches burning. I could see the churches just burning when he sings that. And yeah, I just really love that song. And it's very overlooked, in my opinion. All right, JT.
My number 6 Billy Joel song is actually New York State of Mind.
Oh, so we have
You two swiped right.
I love that song. It's very, I wouldn't say it's underappreciated, but it's definitely like, if it hit the nail on the head, whoever said it before. If you live in New York and you understand the beauty of not just the city, but the area surrounding the city, the counties surrounding it, Long Island, and you live there and you go away, even if you don't live there, the song brings you there. The song brings you to New York. And he wrote it not just about New York City, but he wrote it about the area surrounding it, like the counties above New York City, as well as Long Island. He wrote it about all of it. And it's a very powerful song. To me personally, I do love that one quite a bit. That's my number 6. But now we're into the top 5.
Hold on. Does Justin have any other final says?
Did anybody what?
Justin, because that's also his number 6.
You pretty much nailed it on the head.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Me.
You're number 5. We're hitting the top 5.
So I know people are going to be crazy of saying, why did you put this in number 5? My reason is there's so many other better songs in this, in my opinion. Number 5, I put Piano Man.
Okay.
I mean, sing us a song, Piano Man. Sing us a song tonight. It's probably one of the first songs I've ever heard from Billy Joel. And it was just, again, telling a story about a young guy who's at a bar on a Saturday with a regular crowd shuffling in, and this old man telling him to play some kind of melody. Just sing us a song. It's like you're visualizing everything that's going on in this song. And also, was it accordion or was it harmonica?
Harmonica.
Harmonica, the beginning of that with the harmonica, it just sounded like beautiful. You're about to listen to this beautiful story about this piano man, which might be Billy Joel himself, who is, I say, the piano man. He is the entertainer. Could this be a story about him?
Well, I have it on my list, and I'll say more about it when I get there.
Okay. But other than that, I yield.
All right. Justin, the
All
other
right.
J-Man.
So my number 5 is Scenes from an Italian Restaurant.
Good one.
I'll talk about that one more later on my list.
Oh boy. So we were all talking about how Billy Joel's one of the greatest American storytellers of the 20th century. And I think this song is proof of it. It's the story of a couple eating in an Italian restaurant. but they're not a couple anymore. They had a long history together. In the middle of the song, flashes back to their youth, them getting married, money getting tight. They go through a divorce, but they stay friends, and they live out their life separate, but still in touch. And now they're just catching up over a bottle of red
And a bottle of white.
Well, to me, scenes of an Italian restaurant. I also love when the saxophone, when it's like a flashback, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like and the tempo just changes, which is
pages flipping,
Yep. All right. You got anything else to say on that, Justin?
That's it.
My number 5. You guys both had as your number 6, New York State of Mind. Because the history of that song was, that whole Turnstiles album is about Billy Joel going from back to his, from whatchamacallit, from LA to New York. And the New York State of Mind, there's actually an interesting story. This was around the time, Billy Joel was living in LA at the time. New York City was about to go bankrupt.
Oh.
And they asked the federal government to bail them out. And the federal government said no. And there was a famous headline said, because Gerald Ford, who was the president at the time, said, Ford to New York, drop dead. And he goes, a lot of people out there who were in LA who were ex-New Yorkers were like, good thing we got out of there, am I right? And saying, so good we got out of there. And Billy Joel's like, you know what? Screw you. If New York's going down, I'm going down with it. I'm going back. And that song is basically a giant love letter to New York when, he's kind of writing about how he felt when he was in California. And when he comes back, he's like, I'm back. I'm back in New York. And you hear that New York type of jazzy type feeling to it. And it doesn't have to be loud and bombastic to be, It doesn't have to be loud and bombastic to be good. That's what I like a lot about Billy Joel songs. Okay, next. You.
Ali,
no, just JT.
JT.
Ali, you went or no, right?
Yeah, it's your turn. Number 5.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't sure. My number 5 might surprise all of you. But it's yeah, no, that's it. My number 5 is actually one of the last songs he ever recorded. I'm not talking about the most recent single that just came out. I'm talking about in the 90s. It's a song off The River of Dreams, which actually is one of my top 2 or 3 records of his too. I love it so much. I have a vinyl pressing of it, an original vinyl pressing of a 1993 album. Hard to find, hard to get, but I have one of this album in particular. And go listen to our Career Retrospectives album. We did a whole album review of it because it turned 30 last year in 2023 because it came out in 93. But the song is called All About Soul. My number 5 is All About Soul because there's something about without getting the whole thing about the album kind of has this arc to it where it's oh yeah, it's basically him saying He's the first two songs are really angry. The next two songs after that are like very calm. And the album is basically an arc of him going from like, I'm simplifying this, but it's basically him going from a very angry man who has faith shattered to finding his faith again in humanity because he was devastated. But when he started recording that album, he was very, very angry at certain people. I won't get into it, but he was very pissed off. And lo and behold,
isn't that whole album, sorry to interrupt you there, but isn't this whole album about like his divorce with Christy Brinkley and all that?
No. This is about a private, someone who screwed you over. It's someone who screwed him over. Another song on the record is called "The Great Wall of China." It's actually the lyric is actually about like we could have gone all the way to the Great Wall of China if you had a little more faith in me. Like there's a lot of hidden lyrics in there about his about kind of like him saying like "F you for screwing me over" kind of thing. It's crazy, but anyways, All About Soul is when you flip the vinyl over and it lands on that track. It's a great song. It really shows how woman's got soul. She doesn't just have faith. She doesn't just have good looks or is a good person. She has soul. She has a heart. She has beat. It's not just your average love song. It's more about like it's generating a certain feeling that's just beyond love. It's like you have to find humanity in another person as well. It's not a love song necessarily, but it has elements of it too. It's a very powerful song. If you ever heard All About Soul, get on it, people. Get on it. That's a fantastic song. All About Soul. And the lyrics, you want to talk about lyrics, man. He is the lyricist of a generation. Truly one of a kind. My number 5 is All About Soul. Number 4, Allie, what do you got?
And this is where my scenes from an Italian restaurant comes in. For me, the reason why I love this, again, going back to the instrumental pieces. It's like you're being part of the story. And like Justin said, it's about a couple who are no longer together, but still close. And just hearing that now makes me think of my life as well. Not Billy Joel's my life, but my life in general with my relationships. Being like, we're far away now, we're no longer together, but we're still really close as friends. And my favorite part is definitely the middle of it. I mean, this is probably what Billy Joel's longest song?
Mm-hmm.
It's like almost 8 minutes.
It is 8 minutes worth of storytelling right there. And it has like its slow moments. Kind of remind you a little bit of not like Bohemian Rhapsody, but like, because you have the slow moments, the fast moments, then you go back to a slow moment. That's what this Billy Joel song is. You have your slow moment, and then you have like this happy, joy, staccato-y, clarinet moment. And then it goes back to now. It goes back to this melancholy moment. You never this is why I'm talking more about the instrumental side of things and more of the lyrics. Because I'm an instrumentalist myself. I mean, I haven't played in a long time, but still. Hearing the instrumental parts of this is the reason why Scenes from an Italian Restaurant is on my number 4.
All right, you heard it here first.
Okay.
Number 4. Justin, what do you got for number 4?
So my number 4 is Only the Good Die Young.
Oh.
I mean, come on. A song that gets you in trouble with the church, that's got to make the list.
Hey.
It's just such a fun song with such a dark theme to it, like you'd rather be a sinner having fun than living a clean, long life. That's a choice.
I'd rather would laugh with the sinners than cry with the saints.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like the mystique behind the song is more interesting than the song itself, but it still does add to the song. And all this to sort of persuade a girl to come out with him and just have a good time with him. I mean, it has some interesting suggestions, granted, but it's a bop. A bop that's not approved by the Catholic Church.
All right, you heard it here first. That is Justin's number 4. Bill, number 4.
Okay, number 4. I'm succumbing to peer pressure right now. I gotta put another tie here. My number 4, the first one I had was Uptown Girl.
Oh.
Because the song, which was originally which was about whatchamacallit, which was about Christy Brinkley. The song was about Christy Brinkley.
Specifically, it was about Christy Brinkley, yeah.
And to this day, he still sings it when she's there. And they show her on the screen. And
Aww.
because Billy Joel and Christy Brinkley divorced, but they're still very good friends. So it shows that nearly years after their divorce, she's still his Uptown Girl.
That's sweet.
Oh.
And you know what? This is actually a good connection to the song you guys will talk about. My second number 4, Scenes of the Italian Restaurant, because...
So I guess we swipe right once more.
Because, yeah, okay, listen. Sometimes I have a hard time writing definitive things down. That's why I'm all over the place tonight. You know, and I'm going to try to connect these two. Watch. But first, you know, what you guys say, he is that storyteller. He's telling this story about this couple who were high school sweethearts and they were the king and the queen of the prom. And life looks all great. They get married and they think life is just going to be peaches and cream. And then it turns out that marriage is actually harder than you think.
Yeah.
And, you know, it kind of shows with, you know, but they divorce and there's really no animosity. Because 2 things. One, connected to the Uptown Girl. This could kind of be the future of Billy Joel and Christy Brinkley. How, okay, their marriage didn't work out great, but hey, they're still good friends. But getting back to like Scenes of the Italian Restaurant, it really shows you this. That whole high school sweetheart thing, I'll be honest, it's BS.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
It's absolute BS. And now, listen, I do know some people who married their high school sweetheart and they're still together and they're very happy. I don't want to say all. I know there are some people who married their high school sweetheart and they're happy and they're still very happy and God bless. But you got to think about it this way. Because I know since graduation's just passed and all you young people going off to college, I know that some of you had to break up with your high school boyfriends or girlfriends thinking that and you were probably already planning your wedding, but you got to look at it this way. You're not, take it from us, older folk. Compared to these, we're older. You're not the same person at 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 that you were at 17 or 18.
No.
No.
You're not the same person. And listen, it might suck now knowing that the person who you thought you were going to be with forever, that's not going to happen. But look at it this way. Maybe it was just meant to fizzle out. The relationship ran its course. It sucks that it's over, but hey, you know what? Blue skies ahead. There's other fish in the sea. And I think that's what this song is about. It's about, you know, how you first have this future planned out and you think everything's just going to be hunky-dory and peaches and cream. But then you realize it's harder and realize that you're not the same person when you're in like your mid to late 20s or even early 30s than you were when you were 16, 17, 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Things change.
I mean, I'm just going to try to wrap up what Bill's saying by life is a series of hellos and goodbyes, and I'm afraid it's time for goodbye again.
And that's how Michael Kay ends his radio show every day.
And that's also Say Goodbye to Hollywood.
Yes, it is.
See what I did there?
Yeah. He literally ends. He goes, "Well, in the words of Billy Joel, life is a series of hellos and goodbyes, and I'm afraid it's time for goodbye again. See you tomorrow, folks."
Anyway,
okay. Next victim.
JT.
My number 4 is State of Grace off Stormfront. Unknown track, unknown song, one of my top 5, hands down. I love this song so much. Very underappreciated, very underrated. State of Grace, and it's a hard rocking song for him too, because it came out in 1989. It was not a single. It was on his album Stormfront though, and I love the cut so much. State of Grace, great song. If you have never heard State of Grace by Billy Joel, check it out. Highly recommend that one cut. But State of Grace is just a great song in general. I love that song. Anyways, I don't want to keep us too long, but anyways, Allie, number 3. Oh my God,
the Christy Brinkley song. That's right. It's an uptown girl. She's been living in her uptown world. She had a problem with a backstreet guy. Like, if you hear the beginning, you'll know it's Uptown Girl. You know Billy Joel wrote this song for Christy Brinkley. And as you guys said, whenever Christy Brinkley appears, he's always singing it to her. But I think there's been times he's also sang with other celebrities. Like, I think a year or 2 ago, he sang with Olivia Rodrigo because she mentioned it in her song, Deja Vu. Yep. He also sang with his daughter. I can't say her name because his daughter, Alexa Ray Joel. That's right. Like, his daughter sang that song.
And that song's about her mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Great song. Justin, number 3.
So my number 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a matter of trust.
Oh,
that is such a rocking song. It's one that gets me in the mood every time. Like, it's just, if that song's on the radio, like I'm banging my head to it. I'm not banging my head, but nodding my head to it and just having a good time. It's just, it really is one of my favorites. Like, I was debating putting it at either number 2 or number 1, but honestly, my top 3 are very interchangeable. So, but this is where I settled with Matter of Trust number 3. And come on, that intro, iconic.
Okay. You guys ready for my number 3?
yeah.
It's almost 9 o'clock on a Wednesday. My number 3 is Piano Man.
Oh.
And that was the first Billy Joel song I've heard. But when you were saying, Allie, about how this Piano Man could have been Billy Joel himself, Billy Joel actually wrote that song about his experiences at playing at a bar in Los Angeles.
Wow.
And he said the people there looked depressed. He said these are people that looked like they just lost money at the track or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or their girlfriends just broke up with them. They just looked, and I got to entertain these people. And that's where the inspiration came from. And all of just the song, you can see all these people at the bar. And one of my favorite parts of this, and it's one of the irony parts going, and the waitress is practicing politics as the businessman slowly gets stoned. They're sharing a drink they call loneliness.
But it's better than
drinking alone.
And
you could tell how music could really affect people. Like, when it says, sing us a song, you're the piano man, sing us a song tonight. We're all in the mood for a melody, and you got us feeling all right. And then that part it's a pretty good crowd for a Saturday. And the manager gives me a smile because he knows that it's me they've been coming to see to forget about life for a while. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Okay, so that is my number 3, Piano Man. What's number 2?
Oh,
Number 3, JT's number 3. I'm sorry.
An Innocent Man.
Okay.
I can't
An
do it.
Innocent Man is my number 3 because I'm not going to get any long-winded personal conversations about my life here, but I will say that An Innocent Man has been my friend for a long time. I've gone through many, I'm not getting personal here, but like I've gone through many relationships and friendships in my life, and I realized that at the end of the day, I am an innocent man. Oh yes, I am. That's the lyrics tell how a man can be innocent in not ripping off the title, but like an innocent in a situation. Like, all right, you can blame him for that, blame him for that, blame him for that. But at the end of the day, he did nothing wrong. It's like kind of a defense song, but it's written in the style of the Drifters, which is beautiful. But my number 3 is an innocent man. Anyways, all right, number 2, Allie, what do you got?
I don't know what it is, guys, but I feel like I'm about to have a heart attack.
Moving out.
But in a Chevy Cadillac, you want to know by now. Yes, number 2 is Moving Out, Anthony's song. It's such a catchy song. And actually, no, I switching from a Chevy to a Cadillac, or purchasing a home in Hackensack.
Yeah, give me Don't talk back.
Word.
But I'm just reading this off that the Anthony song. Anthony is about every working class American, mostly every Irish, Polish, and Italian kid trying to make a living in the United States in their blue collar jobs.
Yep.
Working from their class. Mainly, they're trying to acquire status from what they used to have before. Working from a grocery store to now being this new person, being this thing that they always wanted. Again, this is also one of the great Billy Joel storytelling about Anthony, whoever Anthony is, about getting and working so hard to get where, to trade his Chevy to a Cadillac, but not having a heart attack. I'm gonna keep doing this all night, am I?
Yes, you are.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
Oh,
I mean, even Larry David did that during an SNL debate as him being Larry David. As not him being Larry David.
Bernie Sanders.
Like Larry David.
Incredible. So, all right, Justin, over to you, number 2.
All right. So all of you probably knows that I have not put Piano Man on my list yet.
Until now.
That's because it's all the way up here at number 2, Piano Man. Probably the bane of every piano bar on the cruise's existence. But come on, it's the one song that we all can agree with that if it's playing at a bar and we're all sloshed, we are singing along.
Yes, we are. It's one of those songs that's fun to sing along to when you're drunk.
Oh, very much so. And the stories that he tells of these men and women who are just wishing that they were somewhere else or that life didn't exactly go the way they wanted it to go. It's so melancholy, but it's also so relatable. And I don't know if all of you have noticed this, but if you listen to the radio edit of this song, they cut out a part of it, when they were talking about Bill at the bar who gets him his drinks for free, and he's quick with a joke and to light up your smoke, but there's some place where he'd rather be. Those next 4 lines are like gone. in the radio edit. Like, there's no. I said, Bill, I believe this is killing me. It's a smile wiped away from his face.
I'm sure that I could be a movie star.
If I could get out of this place.
No, they have that still.
In the radio edit?
Yeah. They play it on the radios.
There is a line missing whenever I hear it on the radio.
Weird.
Anyways, it's the iconic piano song. All you need to hear is the first second to know what the song is. It's that
like
notable.
It's like, to me, I agree with you, Justin. When you hear the do 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 do, you know what that song is. Like when you hear with the Rolling Stones, when you hear that dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun dun, you know what that song is. You know what that song is, and that's the same with here when you hear that do 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 do. So, yeah. All right. Anything else to say? You guys ready for my number 2?
Go, Bill, go.
Okay.
You know what's actually funny, Justin?
What?
Your number 2 was my number 3,
Yeah.
and your number 3 is my number 2.
Oh boy.
I am going with Matter of Trust.
Oh.
I love the opening. The 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go.
4.
I love the this is actually like one of the Billy Joel guitar songs I like. And I love the video. It's like a garage band type song. But I love the song. It's so much fun. It's just a real bop. Like, when I hear that song, I will sing that song on the freaking top of my lungs. It is such a fun song. And it also makes... Have you ever seen the movie Trainwreck? It's at the end of Trainwreck.
I love that movie. Just letting you guys know.
Wow.
But, yeah, my number 2 is Matter of Trust. All right, JT.
Had to come down to this, right?
Yep.
Bill?
Yes.
Will Murphy.
Yes.
We swiped right.
Oh.
Am I buying pizza or you buying pizza?
Oh, I'll take you out, baby. I'll take you out. You know it. We swiped right. A Matter of Trust, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. If you've not heard this song, what the hell are you doing with your life? Billy Joel is an excellent lyricist, and he knows how to put words to music and make it affect your life and tell. Basically, it's similar to An Innocent Man in that respect, but at the same time, it's like, in this regard, it's like he wants a woman who's had it rough, a woman who's had it bad and has gone through bad relationship after bad relationship. I mean, every lady's been there probably. And he's like, no, I want you to trust me. I'm a good guy. I'm a solid dude. I can help you. That is the message of A Matter of Trust. If you break down the lyrics note for note, word for word, that's what he's trying to say. He's trying to say he wants a woman to understand that who's had it rough in relationships. I'm not that guy. I will gladly help you out. And I want to be there with you, and I want to help you out and be there for you. It's not a love song, but it's like a song with a message. It's a song with
semi-love song.
Debatable.
A comfort song.
Great song nonetheless. Great song nonetheless. But yeah, that's my number 2 is A Matter of Trust. It's just a fantastic song. One of my favorites, but it's not my number 1. Allie, what's your number 1?
All right. So, yeah, everyone's going to say this. It's pretty obvious what my number 1 is. Sweet and Start the Fire. Come on.
Wow. Okay.
Come on. I love it's kind of like that one song like you try not to sing, but you just enjoy it and jam onto it anyways. As Bill said, this is pretty much a story about history being made. And yet it shows like if I'm comparing this again to Billy Joel and Fall Out Boy's version, Fall Out Boy's version is definitely more millennial Gen Z, as in we're dealing with a lot of chaos. As in the Billy, which is why everything's out of order. The Billy Joel version for boomers, Gen X, everything's been nuclear. If you know what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
that nuclear lifestyle. You have your home, you have your kids, you have a woman who takes care of them, and a man who goes out to work. That's why I'm saying it's kind of nuclear.
Like the nuclear family.
Yes, like everything is in order, everything is organized. But nowadays, it's not. But they're saying we didn't start the fire because it's always been burning since the world has been turning. It means to me that this fire that was started, whenever it started, has always kept changing, but still remaining the same. As to why Fall Out Boys is a little bit different. That's why people don't like it, is because it's chaotic, it's disorganized, it's
Because
just it's being because this is what we're dealing with right now. There's no sense of nuclearness.
hold on, I gotta put it on my professor hat right now. But no, because I agree with you, because when you look at the baby boomer generation, things were more stable. Get a good job, get married, have 2.5 kids, dog, picket fence, all that, get a home. But our generation today is severely out of order. And what I mean by that is, I'm not saying there needs to be any order. A lot of our generation will not be able to afford to buy a home.
No, because especially the housing price is rising. And
A lot of people are getting married older and older.
And having kids older too.
Yeah, so it's not and I can kind of see now why it's so out of order, because while baby boomers' lives were very stable, very straight line, our lives as millennial, Gen Z, and guess we're gonna have to count Gen Alpha.
Yeah, Gen Alpha is a different story.
Our lives are completely chaotic. And like, look what we've had to deal with just in the past
5 years.
In the past 5 years.
Yep.
And now I can understand it. I can understand it. I have seen the light.
Yes, you have, Bill. You followed into the light. Amen. God bless. I yield.
All right, Justin, over to you.
Number one, buddy. Number one.
All right. I'm going to tell you my number one, but first I'm going to shoot this. I'm going to shoot this. I messed up my bet.
I don't even want to know, but go on.
I don't want to know.
I'm going to shoot this slingshot out my window.
Get on with it. Really?
Yeah. You guys have been saying you may be right way in the lower halves of your list, if not in your honorable mentions. Well, guess what? It's my number one.
Well, you are crazy. And you're just the lunatic we're also looking for.
Don't try with maybe.
You may be
You may
wrong.
be wrong. But then again, you may be right.
You may be right. You may be wrong, but you may be right.
You may be wrong, but you may be right.
And I do see the Beatles' influence in this song. Personally, I think he took a little bit from Lady Madonna. The Friday night, Saturday. Friday night, I wrecked your party. Saturday, I said, I'm sorry. Sunday morning, something. Anyways, but yeah, I definitely see the Beatles influence in it. It's just a really catchy song that I never skip this one. This is one where it's just I'm blaring it. Um, I'm dancing like a awkward white guy, and yeah.
Hey, honesty's the best policy.
So yeah,
Ah, Billy Joel, honesty.
don't try to change me. You may be wrong, then
Oh,
again,
I know
you may be right.
You may be wrong, but you may be. Okay, are you ready for my number one?
Go ahead, Bill.
Yep.
My number one is actually, and this is a weird pick, and I don't care what any of you say. My number one is Only the Good Die Young.
Okay.
I saw it coming.
I'm so predictable, aren't I?
Yeah.
Well, I remember our conversations we've had in our youths where you would explain the song to me, and you would. It's always been your favorite Billy Joel song, Bill.
Yeah, it has been. And you know what? I have and you know the story of the song.
Young Lust, baby, Young Lust.
But if you know, because we told the story that the Archbishop of St. Louis banned the song, and then a bunch of college kids. This is a classic example. If you try to ban stuff, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Streisand effect.
But you know what? I actually like this song for another reason. Because fun fact to most of you don't know this, but one of the gentlemen here knows this. I used to play piano when I was younger. And I really wanted to learn to play this song, but I wouldn't dare ask because I know that first line, now come out, Virginia, don't let me wait, you Catholic girl, start much too late. Because my piano teacher was such a devout Catholic.
Oh my.
Oof.
Like you go, and she was a lovely person, by the way. No, she's a lovely person. Don't get me wrong. She's a lovely person. And listen, I am a practicing Catholic myself, but that's beside the point. But no, you walked into that house, there was like pictures of saints, popes. It was crucifixes. It was like,
Wait. Was there a pail of holy water when you entered?
I think there was like the holy water holder that you have when you walk into a church. No, you can take holy water. You can do that.
Huh.
So anyway, you know, when you walked into that house, I guarantee you, if the devil himself walked in there, he'd be screwed.
The power of Christ compels you. Sorry.
Exactly. But my piano teacher my piano teacher, you know, my former piano teacher is such a devout Catholic. When I knew what that song was about, I wouldn't dare ask her to teach me that one. Because when I found out what it meant by you Catholic girls start much too late, I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Justin, agree or disagree? Good move.
Agreed.
But yeah, but no, I also love the simplicity of the song. You know, when you start with it, do 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 do, and then you hear that big cymbal, and because the first version I saw of it was when Billy Joel was playing in Long Island. Was playing it in Long Island, and he was like running around while singing it and shaking hands with the crowd, and that just made me fall in love with the song. And another funny story, the original version of the song was actually supposed to be like a reggae tune.
Oh.
I'm going to offend all my Jamaican friends right now, aren't I?
Yeah.
I mean, I can kind of see it a little bit.
It
Not
was.
enough to warrant a cover. But
You know what? I don't think I'm going to touch that. I don't want to offend anyone. But anyway, Liberty DeVito hates reggae, who was Billy Joel's drummer at the time. He took his drumsticks out and was like, reggae. The closest you've been to Jamaica is when you get off the train in Queens. And then Billy Joel goes, well, what's your solution? And they go, speed it up a bit. You better hurt our run with a dangerous crowd. Because it was supposed to go with come out, Virginia. Don't let me wait.
I thought you said you weren't going to touch it.
Things change.
Too late. He touched
Yeah,
me.
the liquor start much too late. To all my reggae fan friends, I deeply apologize. Hashtag cancel Bill. I've been canceled again, haven't I?
Yep.
Too many times.
But no. I hope I really hope I didn't offend anyone. It's all in good fun. I'm sorry. Bill Murphy apology tour starts tomorrow. But then Liberty DeVito says, speed it up. You might have heard I run with a dangerous crowd. You ain't too pretty, we ain't too proud. But yeah, no, the song is great. I love it. And that is my favorite Billy Joel song. All right. JT, we've been waiting.
You've been waiting on the longest time for this? Bad jokes, I know. My favorite Billy Joel song, my number one Billy Joel song, is actually Scenes from the Italian Restaurant.
Wow.
Oh.
Because I'm not going to get you guys laid off a lot of information about it, but it's truly a timeless song. It is actually a lot of FM, like certain FM radio stations will play the song because it is like certain classic rock stations will play it depending on their format or whatever.
Do they trim it?
No.
Wow.
Actually, there's a New York radio station plug for anyone who wants to listen to it outside of the tri-state area. It's called Q 104.3. They played it today, actually. Whole thing. They also play Bad Out of Hell, too. That's, a 9-minute song, too. They have no problem playing long songs. They'll play all of Funeral for a Friend. They'll play all of Jungle Land. They'll play all of Layla. You know what I mean? Whatever. So, Scenes, my opinion, one of the greatest songs of all time. My opinion, of course. That's a pretty bold statement right there, but it's in my top 10 for sure. Of my favorite songs of all time. But it's my favorite Billy Joel song, though. It is hands down. And if I've seen him do it live a lot. I've seen him live. Sorry, I'm not trying to rub it in, but it is fantastic live. If you have a chance to go see even a tribute band do it live, it's really good too. It's a live staple of his shows. Of any show, really. If you can pull it off, great. If not, you did something wrong. So, but Scenes from the Italian Restaurant is my number one. Guys, we went through a lot tonight.
Yes, we did. Hey, we had a good time doing it, though.
Yeah, a pretty varied list.
Very
Just goes to show how much excellent music this great storyteller was able to give us.
And you want to know what I'm surprised at, JT? That Piano Man wasn't on your list. I'm very surprised at that.
Well, I mean, I'll explain later, but that's just me. So,
Okay.
But you know what? It really shows you, some of us had songs that were similar. Some of us had songs that were more obscure. But you know what? That's okay at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's okay.
That's what every top 10 we've done.
Yeah.
And you know what? These change. Like some days we might prefer this song to that song.
Exactly.
This is why I hate ranking songs so much.
Well, listen, everyone, that's going to do it for us. Thanks so much for watching, listening, however you enjoyed us tonight. Bill, you have a sports, and Allie too, you have a sports thing, whatever it's called.
Sports Insanity podcast on the Sports Insanity Network. It's kind of slow right now.
All-Star season's coming up for baseball.
All-Star game is next week.
Yep.
Can't wait for that.
And the Olympics. Don't forget the Olympics is in a couple weeks.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, 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 bum,
Bum, bum, bum, bum. And then after that, guess what comes?
Football season.
Yes.
College football too. Don't forget about the college football. That's the minor leagues of football.
Hey, I like college football. Let's go Irish. Let's go Notre Dame.
No love for the World Cup.
Oh, oh wait,
That's not happening this
Ohio.
summer.
I'll go.
Oh boy. Anyways, guys, we want to thank you for watching us and how you enjoy us tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in as always to our podcast. We do this every live on YouTube every Wednesday night. We're a little late tonight. I was a bit tied up with some stuff outside of doing this, but now, nonetheless, we're back and we're better than ever. Thanks so much for watching, guys. So for all of us here at the Super Review Show, stay safe, take care.
Wait. Don't forget to be hydrating. It's hot out there, people.
Yes.
Very.
Stay
Water
hydrated.
and electrolytes. Water and electrolytes.
Water, people. Water.
Don't be like me and drink a beer at 90 degrees in Yankee Stadium. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
No, beer is dehydrating.
Sorry.
And then I took a big old bottle of water and drank it. It was good.
This should be no alcohol summer, sober summer.
No.
You
Also, caffeine's dehydrating too, so be careful on your caffeine intake.
again, sober summer people. You don't need caffeine for the summer. Water, electrolytes. That's it. All right.
If the temp goes
Be awesome,
down, if
people.
the
Good
temp
night,
goes
everyone.
down,
Have a great night, everyone. Just stay safe, drink water, and be safe. Anyways, stay safe, take care, and
be
Be
awesome.
awesome.